In many cases, you can't find the exact size of permanent magnet that fits your geometry. For example, the slots of rotor or magnet slots of the magnetic lifter. In these cases, can we use some smaller magnets and put them back to back to get the same results? Are these two magnets perform in the same way or not? We will simulate this magnet beside array of smaller magnets and we will measure the force that they will induce in the steel slab. In this case, we will be sure about can we use this array instead of this one or not. Let's start the simulation with the first step, to create or import the geometry of our simulation. You can click on New to access all tools of Autodesk Inventor inside the software without any additional license. In the Assembly tab, different features of Autodesk Inventor will help you design complex geometries. But as I have the geometry from another software, I can import that geometry too. You can import many file formats from different softwares like step files, DWG files, CATIA, SolidWorks, and many other useful formats. I have a step file here that I can import. As you can see, I have imported two sets of magnets, one in a solid part and one created from 4 different magnets. Now we need to create a region 2. And in this part you can have a small review on how to use the CAD tools. 2D sketch using the XY plane, create a bigger region with a rectangle. And from this 2D sketch, we can create a box with extruding the sketch. I need the box to be bigger than the whole geometry in both ways. We can change the value to 50 millimeter. By clicking on Return, the region is created and we can make it transparent by right-clicking on it and choose the transparent option or Alt+T shortcut key. The geometry is ready, and in the simulation tab we can add a magnetostatic study. The default values is good enough, but if you have enough resources to increase maximum logical cores, you can increase up to 32 cores without any additional licenses. You can make it 32 to have a faster analysis. For choosing material, we can use the air material for the region from the favorite folder, and for magnet and steels, we can select apply material, and as we discussed in the previous video, we can create a personal library from the materials that we usually use in our projects. I will choose M300 for the slab, and for the magnets, we can select one of the neodymium magnets grades like N42. Click on apply and close. And an important part that we need to select is coercivity direction. By selecting all of them and going to coercivity direction, using the global system in X vector, all magnets will be magnetized in the X direction. But remember, we want to simulate the differences between a single big magnet and arrays of smaller magnets. But the magnetization direction for all of them is the same in the X direction. If I click on preview, you will see the definition of magnetization direction. Click on OK. To be able to compare the forces, we need to define virtual work on both sets. So let's name the first force as single magnet and choose the geometry of this one. Click on OK. And for the other one, name it as magnets array and choose all 4 parts. If you click on OK, the simulation is ready to be meshed and analyzed. To be sure about the accuracy of mesh for measuring the forces, I want to use mesh control for all magnets. I will select all 5 parts of magnets and force the element size to be maximum 1 millimeter. In this way, we will be sure about the mesh size to be the same in both sets. After we defined a mesh control, we can create a mesh to check the accuracy of elements. We can leave the parameters as default because we selected the mesh control for the magnets. As you can see, the accuracy of the mesh in the magnets are very good, but the steel part needed to be meshed more accurately. So I will add another mesh control for the steel part and force the element to be maximum 2 millimeter, a little bigger than the magnet's elements. Let's apply the mesh operation again. For the slab and region, we could increase the accuracy of the default mesh too. Both ways will have the same results. The mesh is acceptable now, and we can analyze the simulation to get the results. First, let's plot the field distribution in the magnets and in the slab. And after we are sure that the magnetization direction and parameters are correct, we can compare the force results. Let's create magnetic flux density in vector plot with section clipping. If you want to learn more about the post-processing features and field plots, you can watch our video about this subject on our channel. The field distribution and its direction is correct. The vectors are in the x direction in the magnets, and to have a better view, we can choose plot on section only, and in the vector option, use the constant vector size. If we decrease the size, we will have a more clear view. Let's plot the field in all parts, including the region. You can click on Components Visibility and make the region visible too. If we change the cross-section plane, we can have different views of field. Now we are sure that the magnetization direction was correct, and we are going to measure the forces in the results table. Double click on the results table, and in the force tab, you can compare different components of force vector. The force in the x direction is almost negligible. Two magnets will have some force in y direction because they are near together, but the important force for us was force in the z direction to the slab. And as you can see, the force value in the z direction is very similar to each other. The force will be 35 newtons in the negative direction of z-axis, and they have the same value. So to conclude, if we need a special size of magnet and we couldn't find it in the market, or usually the bigger magnets are more expensive than the same size of magnets created from smaller ones. So after this simulation, we know that we can replace bigger magnets with smaller magnets if they have the same magnetization direction.